Hey guys, it is Anna from Anna the Oil Nurse, and I'm here to talk about essential oils in your kiddos. I am a registered nurse, and I am a mom of two littles, two 1-year-olds that are actually 3 months apart, and I have way too much experience with essential oils in my kiddos. We use them on my kids every single day, and they are a necessity. They are always in the diaper bag, they're always by their bedside table, they are all around the house. It is completely integrated into my life as a mother and just me and my husband as parents. We need our oils for our kids. So I'm going to talk about some safety things on using essential oils, some tips and tricks, what my favorite oils are to use, and why they're so good for children, and then also some blends for some common issues that you come up with parenting. Like anything else that you do with your children, you need to take some caution and kind of make sure that you're learning and educating yourself on them. So, with essential oils, you can use them in the three ways that you do for adults: topical, aromatically, and internally. Internally, however, you do want to take some more caution with little kids. I really don't recommend that unless you really need to do so, which really for kids, there's very little instances that you can't just use it topically or aromatically instead. The only thing that we use with our kids that is more of an internal use is for teething. That is with oils that are heavily diluted and then just put on the gums. So, them actually ingesting oils, I do not recommend that for little kids. For dilution, I typically make my blends in these 10 milliliter rollers. So this is just a glass roller, and you take off the top, and it's got this little roller so you can roll this on them topically. So for a baby, I recommend 5 to 10 drops, and then the rest fractionated coconut oil or some other carrier oil in a 10 milliliter roller. As your child gets older, doing 10 to 30 drops would be appropriate to do. So I'm going to talk about some of my favorite oils to use on kiddos and why I love them so much and what I like to use them for. So first off, lavender. Lavender is a very gentle but very effective and strong essential oil to use on your kids. It has a lot of calming effects, so that's really great, like post-vaccination, really great for sleep. It's also very good for the skin, for any kind of skin irritants, such as like a bug bite or some kind of skin reaction. This would be where I would turn to lavender. Lavender also has a very good cooling effect. So this is really good if your child is feeling under the weather, having an elevated temperature. With my daughter, when she teas, she always gets an elevated temperature. And so I really like to use lavender to help support her body in cooling herself down. It also has a lot of antibacterial, antihistamine effects, which is really important to have when you have something like a bug bite, like I mentioned. It's also really great to use for things like pink eye or clogged tear duct. My son had a clogged tear duct when he was little, and so we simply took a roller like this with lavender and did it around the outside of his eye, making sure not to get it in the eye, but doing it around the outside, and that was able to help him clear that up naturally. Another oil that I really love for children is Melaleuca. This is also known as tea tree oil. So this oil has very powerful antiseptic, antibacterial, immune support capabilities. So this is really important when something's going around. You can take, once again, a roller, roll it along the back of their spine, put it on the bottom of their feet to give their body that extra boost. It has antiviral capabilities as well, so that's really great if they have some kind of earache. So taking that roller and rolling it around the ear, and get right here, making sure though not to get the oil inside of the ear. But this has very powerful effects and to help clear that up naturally. Another really wonderful oil for children is frankincense, known as the king of oils. It has very powerful effects in supporting the brain, which is so important with littles as they are growing and developing. It is also really great with wound healing, immune support. It has very powerful anti-inflammatory capabilities. So I love doing this one after vaccination, rolling it around the outside of the vaccine to help decrease the inflammation. It's also decreasing that pain. Since frankincense has very powerful immune support capabilities, then I pair this with melaleuca in that roller, rolling on the back of the spine and the bottom of the feet if your child is feeling under the weather or something is getting passed around. Frankincense is really wonderful for the skin, just like lavender. So it's really great to pair those two oils together from some kind of skin irritant that may show up. As your child is growing and their body is trying to figure out all kinds of new things, they're figuring out new foods. An oil that I really like for supporting their digestive system is wild orange. It's a very gentle but effective oil, and you can just apply that topically on their abdomen, diluted though with the ratios that I mentioned. So this would help with things like constipation, upset stomach, trying to help pass that gas, just to give them some additional relief. It's also very calming of an oil, as well as being an immune supportive oil. It's a really great one to put in that diffuser. It smells really nice with lavender and just calming the room. Now I'm going to talk about a few products that I really like to use that contain essential oils that are great for littles. So the first one I'm going to talk about is this On Guard sanitizing spray. So this contains the essential oil combination blend, On Guard, which has oils that are really good in helping be an antiseptic and killing 99.9% of bacteria. So I really like this using it on their hands. I like to use it when we go to the store, cleaning off the shopping cart, go to the restaurant, since my daughter and son cannot be trusted yet with plates. I can just spray off the table and then they can actually just use it as their plate. And I'm not worried about that. So we keep this everywhere. We have one in the stroller, we have it in the diaper bag, I have it in my purse, we have it at the nightstand. It's everywhere. Definitely recommend getting this if you have littles. Product that I really love is Correct X. So Correct X has oils such as helichrysum and lavender and cedarwood. And this is simply an ointment, so it's a natural neosporin. And I use this if they get cuts and scrapes. If you have like really dry skin, I use this as chapstick on myself sometimes. This is really good when your kids are moving around and getting bumps and bruises. Some of the oils in Correct X, such as helichrysum, works as like a liquid band-aid. There's oils in it that have antibacterial properties, which makes it be able to then cleanse that area. And you can see that I love the rollers, especially for kiddos, because you are going to be diluting all the oils that you put on them. So something that you can get is called the Touch Kit. So this is one of them. This is peppermint. And what it simply means is that it's already pre-diluted. So this contains 9 of the top oils in it. So when I do that frankincense and melaleuca and lavender on my children, I'm using these ones that are already pre-diluted. This, I can just pop the top off. They have a roller on them, roll them on my children, and I'm not worried about figuring out that dilution ratio. It's just already done for me. So I highly recommend getting that Touch Kit, or at least some of the oils. If you are using essential oils on your kiddos, I can then purchase my top ones like lavender and frankincense and melaleuca and have that in a diaper bag, have them in each kid's room, have them in my purse, and it's just really simple for busy mamas. All right, now I'm going to talk about some common ailments or issues that may come up with your kiddos, then what you can turn to with essential oils to help you with these. So the first one is cradle cap. My son had horrible cradle cap when he was little. It was over his whole face, his whole head, his ears, like even his earlobes. And so what we used was geranium and lemon. We mixed that in with fractionated coconut oil in those ratios that I talked about already. We put that in a little cup. Make sure that it's ceramic or glass. And we just took like a little tissue, swirl that, dip that in there, and rub that on his skin, and that helped clear that up really well for him. Then for making a bum spray, I like to use, you can get these 30 milliliter bottles, so it's a safe plastic, and it's got a little spritzer on the top of it. And I do about 5 to 8 drops of melaleuca, frankincense, and lavender. And then all you do is shake it and spray it on their bum, and that's going to help heal and soothe and cleanse whatever might be going on. I really love using the plastic, so I'm not worried about my kids kicking this off, anything breaking. I also really love that it is in the spritzer, so I don't have to worry about, with having 2 kiddos so close in age and I'm changing so many diapers, sharing like the little paddle in between them. I don't have to worry about any of that. I also really appreciate not having to touch anything. I can just clean it off with baby wipes, and then I can just spray this on there, get everything all cleansed, and not have to use my hands or anything like that. And you just simply have 5 to 8 drops of each of those oils and then fill the rest up with some filtered water. I really love using my essential oils to help support my kiddos when they are teething. This is a miserable time for everybody. And so I like to use oils to help support them and make them feel better, which and then makes me feel better too. So we really like to use ginger. Ginger is very gentle on them and also works really well. You can even use it on yourself and you can feel the numbing sensation, and you can see as it starts to take effect and they start to feel better, and that numbing feeling, which is really nice for them to start feeling better. So I simply get one of these rollers, 10 milliliter rollers, and I put some ginger in it and then top it off with fractionated coconut oil. Then with a clean hand, take off the cap and I roll it on my finger and then roll that into the gums wherever they are popping those teeth out. Like I mentioned before, if your child is feeling under the weather and they're having the elevated body temperature, I really like using lavender to help naturally bring that down. When you are using essential oils, especially on your children, I really urge you to do your research and get the very best oils. I personally only can recommend the company doTERRA. I only trust their essential oils for my whole family. I really love the products. Essential oils are actually not regulated by the FDA. And so for a company to be able to write 100% pure, all they actually have to have is 10% of actual pure essential oil in them. It means they can put whatever they want for that other 90% and still market it as 100% pure, which is very scary. Essential oils that are made by doTERRA are always third-party tested. So they're not in the loop on that testing. They're very open and honest. You can look at all their stuff on source2.com to be able to see how wonderful all of their products are. You're able to find some good information from that. If you ever want help getting essential oils at a 25% discount, getting them into your home, getting ongoing education support from me, a phone call from me, anything like that, please let me know. I would really be happy to help you at annatheoilnurse@gmail.com. Some good ways to use essential oils for your kiddos from this video. And please connect with me on my other social media platforms. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, Anna the Oil Nurse. Here on YouTube, please subscribe. I will be doing lots more videos for you guys. And happy oiling.